See a lot of women nowadays, like they're trying to, they find it hard to leave a toxic relationship or a toxic situation. Okay, so I said a toxic relationship, a toxic situation, even a toxic marriage. Okay, any type of toxic situation. I know that us as women, and I'm not gonna just say us as women. Okay, this is for our men as well. So for both genders, for men and women, we find it very hard for us to sometimes leave situations that we feel like it's not best for us. Okay, so I am an advocate, right? Like you guys know, I've been married for 10 years. Okay, so when it comes to divorcing and when it comes to different things like that, I don't believe in it. So when it comes to like, you know, like divorce and all that stuff, I don't believe in it. I'm the type of person that like to where it's like no matter what, how hard the situation is, I try to do all I can I stay in it. Okay, I stay in it through good, bad, whatever it is. I'm the type of person that I stay in it and I work it out with my partner, and my partner is the same way. So we don't give up on each other. We both stick through it and we both work through it. We both believe and have the same morals when it comes to that. Okay, so as you guys know, I'm the type, when it comes to relationships, I'm not the type to just say up and leave. And I know that, like, not even with my marriage, like in like a previous situationship, I won't say it was a relationship because it wasn't, but a previous years ago situationship I was in, it was very, very hard for me to leave it. Okay, like, so I'm just saying that, like, it's easier for me to tell, you know, you, a woman or a man, to just up and leave your relationship. Up and leave them. Go ahead, just get your stuff, get all your stuff, just up and leave, just go. Okay, that's easier said than done. And I know that because I've been tested and I've been in those situations before to where I couldn't just up and leave. In my marriage, there's a lot of different situations that popped up and kind of like, I don't know, I was like, all right, bro, this is kind of like the end for me. A sister may up and leave, okay, but I didn't. But I got to those times, but it's very hard to just up and leave a situation, okay? But there is, all I want to tell you guys is that you can take your time. You know, sometimes if you're in like a situation to where you have no choice, like it's like life or death in a relationship, then you have to do what you have to do, right? But I'm just saying that if it's harder for you, then you just have to first is pray to God, to pray to break that soul tie from that person, that soul tie from that relationship. First is praying and asking God to lead you and guide you to leave a toxic relationship, because it's damaging your self-esteem, your well-being, your mental health. So the first thing I will say is to pray and tell God and talk to God, to talk and explain to God what you're going through, and tell God how you really want to leave the situation, but you really don't know how. Okay? The second thing is that what you could try doing is just, and I know this is hard, y'all gonna be like, girl, but limiting the time that you're talking to that person. Okay? Limiting the texts, the calls. That's the first, that's the second step. Okay? I don't really have tips like that. I'm just kind of going off the dome. But limiting your time that you talk to that person, even though that's really hard, but you can basically start small. So like if you if you text that person, right, like every morning, good morning, right? Every morning, good morning. That's the first step. Just stop sending a good morning text, okay? And then from there, if you text a person, let's say lunchtime, right? Then the second step will be, after you got in the habit of not texting that person good morning, stop texting that person at lunchtime, okay? So I don't know if it's like a little cheesy, but I'm just trying to give you guys examples of what I'm talking about and how you can slowly start. And like, and another thing, if you talk to that person on the phone all the time, you can kind of like wing yourself out of that. Like, you know, if you talk to your mom a lot, your dad a lot, your cousins a lot, start kind of like substituting that to where you're talking to them more, and you don't find yourself talking to the person that's very toxic and that you're in love with, to where you're not talking to them as much, right? So it's baby steps. So that would be another thing. And then it's like you slowly start like disconnecting from them. Like, so like if you guys have like accounts together, or if you guys like do things together, like if you guys like every Wednesday you guys go and take a walk, okay, or if you guys do a lot of things, start cutting that back, okay? So what I'm telling you guys, it's like baby steps, and it's baby steps. And don't allow nobody to come in and tell you, oh, you're stupid, I would have been the love, because anybody can tell you that. You don't really know what you're going to do in a situation until you're actually in that situation. I tell people that all the time when they ask me for advice and all that. I'm like, you know what? I can tell you what I would do in the situation, but I'm not in the situation. So, and I've never been in that situation, so I don't know how to tell you what to really do. So if a person has never been in that situation, they're not going to be able to really tell you, you know. Or if that person is just the type of person to just up and drop somebody, how they going to help you try to, you know, help you break free from a bad situation that you're in? So don't listen to people. When people tell you stupid stuff, you're not stupid. Sometimes you're in situations. Sometimes we get ourselves in situations that it's really hard for us to get ourselves out of, okay? And sometimes a lot of us have to learn the hard way. A lot of us, you know, our friends, our family that love us very much will warn us and tell us about a person. But we're blind. You know what song? I can't see, I'm blind, I'm blind, I'm blind, I'm blind. Okay, so anyway, so that song, that's some true ass shit. Excuse my language. Sometimes we're blind. Sometimes we don't see it. It takes us, that person taking us through the dirt and the mud for us to realize, dang, like now I finally see it. But us, the people that are on the outside, the person that we're loved, that's in this toxic relationship, that's in this bad situation, what we got to learn is that us telling a person how stupid they are, how dumb they are, that's not going to help the situation. What you can do, and what I learned and what I do, is that I build that person up. You know, let them know that there's light at the end of that relationship. Let them know that they're worthy, they deserve more. Let them know that God is going to be there. God's going to guide you. You feel broken, you feel lonely now, but you're going to wake up the next day, you're going to feel better each day you wake up. Each day you wake up, and each day you know, working on your relationship with God and asking God for strength, you're going to get it. You have to let them know. You have to build them up and let them know, like, that you may think that you may not get you may think that you're not worthy, or may not get another relationship that's better than the one you in, but you can. You got to build them up. When somebody's down, the worst thing you could do is make them feel like they are just nothing. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty for that. Because my friend is like, I don't like when they're hurt. So before I will come off harsh, are you a freaking stupid? Like, you know he's sleeping with every girl. He probably done slept with every girl in the club, and you still with him? Like, come on now. Like, that's stupid. Like, you better than that. You're smarter than that. That's not always a good approach, because a lot of my friends said that I made them feel like they're just stupid. Okay? I know that I probably need to use some more vocabulary than stupid, but I'm telling you, they tell me, like, bro, like, you're just making my situation worse than what it is, because you're coming out so strong and so negative. And I'm like, you know what, but that's not my intentions. I'm trying to tell you what I see. I want my friends and the people that I love, I want them to see what I see. And what I see is that they're a prize, man. You're a prize. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and you guys know, when you have those friends that are in those bad situations, you got like friends, your other friends that are about something, that have good paying jobs, that have a career, that be like, man, like, I like your friend. I want to get to know your friend. Does your friend know your friend is, you know, worth more than that? And I'm not the type of person to be like, bro, do you know that so-and-so said? I'm not the type of person to say that, but I see what they don't see. But my friends telling me that, it made me learn, like, you know, my approach has to be different. So now I learn is like, you know, shower them with love, shower them with encouragement, shower them with God's love. You know, that's what matters. So just showering them, you know, with a person in that situation, let them know. The last thing a person wants to hear is, I told you so, or I told you to leave that person alone, or I told you. Nobody wants to hear that. They know that. Okay, you may not think they know, but they know that. They don't need to hear from you. My husband is very opposite from what I've ever had, and I thank God for that. But a situationship that I was in before, the person, he wasn't toxic, but the situations that we were both put in were toxic. Because you guys know, behind every great person, a man or a woman, if they're successful, beautiful, got a beautiful personality, funny, people gravitate to that. So, but sometimes the wrong people gravitate to that. The wrong women, that don't mean that man no good, or the wrong man, that don't mean that woman no good. Okay, so I'm talking to my man and my woman. So sometimes it's where, like, so in the situation I was in, it was like the person I was in a situationship with, it was like the people that were surrounding him were surrounding him because they were surrounding me, because me and him were best friends, me and him were one. I feel like that's what made everything toxic, you know, because the phone calls, like, why you in my relationship, blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, I was just a friend, okay? I was just a best friend, and then it just transpired into something different that I wasn't expecting, but it did, you know? It was like my feelings and everything was intertwined. It was a very toxic situation to me. So a situation like that, and I was in certain situations where I'm like, all right, like, I don't think this is good for me. It took a lot of prayer and a lot of crying for me to disconnect. It was very, very hard for me just to walk away from that situation, because it's like, before anything, it was, the friendship was amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it was a beautiful thing, but it was, when you have something so beautiful, or a person so beautiful, a lot of us, we have a lot of flaws and a lot of things. I'm not a saint. I ain't no joke. It's better now, I'm a woman, so I carry myself different. But back then, my little temperament and stuff was a little bit different. Most definitely, if I was really into somebody, I didn't play that. So anyway, it's like something so beautiful can be like a curse at the same time. Something so beautiful is like bittersweet. You know what I mean? Something like, it's like the bond, everything is so beautiful, but it's like at the end of the day, it's toxic. Like, I don't know, like, I know it sounds like a dysfunctional ass mess, but the people that been there, done that, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I mean. Like, something so beautiful can just be so bad for your soul, bad for your spirit. You know what I mean? It's not even the person. It can be the people that are involved. It's I don't know. Situationships, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, long story short, I had to pray to ask God to break me from the situation, because at the end of the day, it was bringing me joy, but then it was bringing me so much pain. Okay, so what I'm saying is that me praying and asking God and me removing myself from the situation, it was so hard. But when I look back now, it's like, wow, like, I thought I was never going to get past that period of my life. And so with the praying and the soul searching and me being, after that, I was like very lonely, but I allowed myself to sit in that. Okay, I was so lonely, but I allowed myself to sit and soak in it, because I wanted to grow from that. I wanted to become stronger. I wanted to be independent. I allowed myself to sit in that, but I was able to move from it. You know what I mean? And now when I look back, I'm like, dang, I never thought that I would find love. I will find somebody that's, you know, that's beautiful, that's everything that I needed. You know, I'm not saying that situation wasn't what I needed, but I felt like at the time it was just, I just had to let it go. And sometimes we just have to let things go, but sometimes we have to know that it's going to be hard just to drop and let something go. It's not always that easy like that, and people think that it is. So I just want to tell y'all that everyone has been in toxic situations that it was not good for them, but with God and people that are around you, you can most definitely get through it. Okay, so those are different things, or different techniques you can probably try to see if that will help you get out of that situation. So what was the first one I said? Let me get a little light. What was the first one I said? I said praying, asking God to break ties, praying to God, asking God to deliver you from that situation. The second one also is to, what did I say? Pray to ask God. Second one is start distancing yourself from that person. And then also allowing yourself to sit and soak in that as well. You know, to allow yourself, because a lot of people, I'm sorry, I don't like this. When people go from one situation and they jump to another situation that's worse than the one you was in before, I don't believe in all that. And then people are quick to say, oh no, I healed, I'm good, I'm ready. No, you're not ready. You think you are, but you're not. Those toxic situations, if you just don't take care of it, what is it gonna do? It's gonna bleed, just like a Band-Aid, right? If you put a Band-Aid on a sore that you know you need to get some stitches in it, you just put the Band-Aid on it, what's gonna happen? The blood is just gonna bleed through it. That's how it is when you don't allow yourself to heal after a toxic situation. And your insecurities, your trust issues, you're gonna take that into the next situation. So you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm just telling you that you can get through a toxic relationship, okay? You can get through it. I know it's like, my God, that's how I felt. God, like I felt like I couldn't breathe without this person. Like, oh my God. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll go to work crying. I'll be like, man, I can't do it, bro. And I pray to God, God help me not pick up that phone. God deliver it, you know? And then each day I was really sad, but I was still working. I was still doing, you know, boxing. Boxing was my outlet. That's the main reason why I did boxing, because it was my outlet, you know what I mean? Talking to friends, actually speaking to God, going to church a lot. That's another thing. So I'm just letting you know, if you feel like there's no hope for you to leave a toxic situation, just know that there is. It may take you some time to get delivered from that or leave that situation, but just know that it's possible and know that you can most definitely do it. Okay, so that's what I want to tell y'all. I left plenty of toxic relationships, not just situationships, friendships as well, that was very toxic. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't allow people to think you're stupid, because you're not. I've been there, done that, been in different situations that I had no business being in, and now I can look back and I can look back on myself and say, Michelle, I'm proud of you for actually taking the time to heal and pray to God and have God get you through those situations. Those relationships that you had no business being in. And friendships, I had a lot of messed up friends that had no business being my friend. I love y'all and I wish y'all the best. I'm not gonna lie. All my friends, y'all dope individuals. I love y'all, but sometimes you and friends, you know, y'all grow apart. So I really hope that this video wasn't too all over the place, but it was just on my heart, like for real. Like I feel like God, I pray to God even before sometimes I just record and I pray to God, hey, I just say, God, just bless me just to say what somebody needs to hear today. And that's what I did. And that's what happens, just how to get out of toxic situation, toxic relationships. I knew I threw situationships in there as well. Been in a toxic relationship? No. But a toxic situationship that I didn't know what it was it the friendship, was it a relationship, was it a situationship? I've been in one of those, okay? So anyway, I love y'all. God bless y'all. I'm about to go to work. I just wanted to go ahead and get this video out. Much love. Peace out.